Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome to the next chapter of the Lightning Library. This is the series where we take an in-depth look at every entry that has ever been released in the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, and talk about its history, its release details, and then give a little summary of it. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Amazon exclusive Summer 2020, our first 5-pack, our first full team set in the Lightning Collection, and to the time of this recording, and the time of this video, it is the single most expensive single item that has ever been released in the Lightning Collection, since it retailed for $99.99, so essentially $100, which makes it $20 more expensive than the helmets. And of course, this is an appropriate price because you are getting 5 figures in this set, and a Lightning Collection figure is typically $19.99 or $20. So logically, it does make sense for this to have 5 figures be the price of 5 figures. But this box here is gorgeous. So you get this huge box here that's like a very, very nice quality box. Not only do you get beautiful Tom Whalen artwork for the whole Psycho team, which to be honest, I think is just the same Red Ranger artwork, like photoshopped 4 other times. I actually don't know. If Tom would ever like to clarify that, that'd be really cool. On the top, you just have Power Rangers Lightning Collection in the Power Rangers in Space logo. Now, of course, there is our Psycho Ranger team back there, but here is the back, which is kind of what I'm going for here with the poses up there and trying to recreate the 3D render like I typically do. So this is our 3D render of the Psycho Ranger team. Now, this is just in a very impressive box, just to have on display. Not to mention, the really cool figures inside of it. So the way that this package opens is this very pretty slipcase. I'm just going to take off very carefully here. Try not to drop it. Okay, we'll balance that there for a second, because I want to take a look at this. So inside, there is a description for the Psycho Rangers. So, created by Astronema to defeat the Space Rangers, the Psycho Rangers are the evil, violent counterparts of the Power Rangers. Each Psycho Ranger absorbs the brainwaves of the same colored Space Ranger, becoming a perfect adversary and deadly opponent. So this is one of the very few Lightning Collection items to have a, character description on it. And you can see here, they were all very, very tightly packed into this tray. So, which it does end up actually causing its issues. So before we take a look at the actual figures themselves, let's go ahead and get into the history of this release. Just like at the beginning of 2019, there was another 4chan leak for the Lightning Collection uploaded in January of 2020. This post was claimed to be from the same person who leaked the Wave 3 lineup back in January 2019, but this time there was a lot more to it. The leak claimed that there would be a Lightning Collection Zeo Megazord released, which we will be getting back to later on in the series. A basic MMPR Megazord being released in 3 individual sets and a combined set, and finally there would be a Lightning Collection team set of the Psycho Rangers from In Space. While this leak got all of the products correct, they did have the release methods and timetables wrong for basically everything. So it is possible things just got changed along the way, but the info was still valid. Just like how the Wave 3 leak on 4chan went unnoticed by many in the fandom for a long period of time, this one would also go under the radar for quite a while. The leak will be confirmed on Saturday, May 30th, 2020, when I found a listing for it on the German site Edenspiel alongside the Dino Thunder White Ranger figure. All that was known from the listing was that it was called the Psycho Ranger Team Pack. What was unknown was if Hasbro had actually planned to include Psycho Red and Blue in this set, since they had already been released prior back in 2019. Most fans were hoping for at least a 3-pack of Psychos Black, Yellow, and Pink to finish out the core team. The female Psycho Rangers, Yellow and Pink, had been highly sought after releases they were originally going to have in the Bandai Legacy Collection were cancelled and did not make it to mass production in time before the Hasbro takeover. This left the Legacy line with 5 out of the 7 potential Psycho Rangers, so Yellow and Pink were long overdue. This release was the first one to be covered extensively on my Lightning Storm series here on the channel back in June and July of 2020. It was there quite a bit as speculation on the price, release date, the contents of the set, and really all of the info was still unknown. Leading up to its release, on June 8th, the set appeared on a bill of lading heading to the US, which meant that the set was done and was being shipped out to the stores. because of this info, it was assumed that the set would finally be seen and revealed sooner rather than later. On June 12th, the set appeared on Amazon Germany, which had it for a price that was roughly $100. The first actual look at the set, though, would come on Friday, June 26, 2020, as Power Ranger Talk found a photo of the packaging posted on Amazon. This confirmed that it would be a 5-pack of the entire core Psycho Ranger team, meaning that Psycho Red and Psycho Blue were in fact getting re-released alongside the first Lightning releases for Psycho Black and the very first ever figures ever for Psycho Yellow and Psycho Pink. In a surprising turn of events, and the first in a long line of this happening for the Lightning collection as we will come to see, the set was found on store shelves in Malaysia from the toy store Justin Hunt's on Wednesday, July 1st, 2020. Now that people actually had the set in hand, all of our questions were answered. The set would feature a new female mold for Psycho Yellow and Pink, which made sense. With the set being released somewhere in the world, it was still unknown when it would appear in the US. The same morning that the set was found in Malaysia on store shelves, Martian Ranger on Twitter posted that the set was up for pre-order on the US Amazon for $99.99 and an August 1st release date. This was obviously a mistake, however, as the listing was not even up for 5 whole minutes before it was taken down. More looks at the set would trickle out over the following days, as YouTubers Chan KP and KIDM The Man posted video reviews of the set showing it all off. Finally, on Thursday, July 9th, a little over a week after it had been released in stores, Hasbro decided to officially announce the set for an August 1st release date as an Amazon exclusive in the US and put it up for pre-order officially. On July 31st, Amazon started charging people for the set, and US fans would finally have it in hand by the end of the first weekend of August. So here is our in-space Psycho Rangers out of the packaging, and there is obviously a lot going on here, because this is, of course, 5 whole figures, which of course, granted, they're all very similar since the Psycho Rangers share very similar molds, just, different colors. But we can go ahead and take a look at them individually here. So Psycho Red we'll do up first here. We'll put an articulation chart up that the males share, so I'm just going to put it up for red, because red, blue, and black are the exact same figure, just painted red, blue, or black, and then yellow and pink are the same figure, painted yellow or pink. So Psycho Red and Psycho Blue were already released in the Lightning Collection in 2019. So naturally, it was understandable that some people were annoyed that they re-released these two in this 2-pack. Now, the original releases of them were pretty notorious for their bad paint issues. Mine included, had pretty bad paint QC issues on my Psycho Red. So I actually kind of appreciated having this release because this one was a lot cleaner than my original one. So that just, that's just going to be your mileage may vary kind of thing. So of course he has his Psycho Sword and the same lightning apiece. He has everything he had in his original release. However, in his old release, except for the hand, he did not have an effect piece. But here in the 5-pack, he does have an effect piece, and you might recognize this effect piece because it is the exact same one, even down to the color, that was released in the Lord Zed Wave 1 figure all the way back then. So, literally, the exact same piece. In fact, all of the effect pieces are going to be pretty familiar here, because there's nothing different about any of them. But Psycho Red is still a really solid figure here, but Psycho Red and Blue are obviously the ones that people are not very excited to see here, since we already covered them and everything, so we're just going to cover them here very quickly. Psycho Blue here is, of course, essentially just his GameStop 2019 exclusive release. Here's one mint in box. I have 3 Psycho Blues in my collection. I have the original one out of box, which is right here, and then I have one in box, and I have one from the team pack. So, for the most part, there could be just a slight difference in blues, although that could just be, my eyes or my particular figure. I do think that the paint applications on the team pack version are a little cleaner than the original exclusive, but because of him being re-released in the 2-pack or the 5-pack, this original standalone release has become pretty worthless at this point, and you can find them at GameStops for $1 to $3 at some points in time. But of course you get his Psycho Axe there, and you get the same exact lightning effect piece that Psycho Red had. Now, you also get the same yellow blast effect piece that it came with his original release, so nothing super exciting there. Psycho Blue is pretty much exactly what you would expect him to be. Taking a look at Psycho Black there, he is finally our first new figure in this set in technicality. I mean, Body mold wise, same exact figure as red and blue, but we do have some new pieces going on here, and of course a new paint job. They did bother to give him the gold collar, which is show accurate. However, they did not paint. He should have golden highlights on his helmet that they did not paint. So that would have been nice to have the full detail there, but sadly we just do not have it. Now, I mentioned earlier that they were packaged very tightly in that bubble tray. That's where you're gonna have to be careful with this, set in general, because taking the staff out was kind of a pain, because as you can see right there, I took a good piece of that silver paint off when I was trying to take it out. That was not a factory error, that was my own, I guess, not being careful enough, so you just gotta be careful with it. Now, interestingly, his lightning effect hand is actually a different mold. He exclusively has this type of lightning effect hand, and I don't really know why. If you have a comparison here, they are a different pattern of lightning. Now, Psycho Blue, Red, and then the original releases of Blue and Red, and the upcoming that we'll talk about here on the channel soon, Psycho Green, all have that type of lightning effect piece, but Psycho Black is the only one to have that weird smaller type. And you'll see in a second here that the females also have their own unique one, though that does make a little bit more sense since the female hands are usually smaller hand joints anyway. Now, while Psycho Black was nice to get in the set since we hadn't had him in the Lightning Collection before, what everyone was really waiting for was Psycho Pink and Psycho Yellow, the two figures that were canceled by Bandai's original Legacy line. So these use a brand new female Psycho mold because they are females, so that makes sense. She comes with her Psycho bow, which interestingly has a hook on it, just like Ranger Slayer. We kind of showed off there. She has a hook on her bow, just like the Ranger Slayer bow, but she does not come with any arrows for it. So you're going to have to steal an arrow from Kimberly to give her an arrow, or you can use the effect arrow that she comes with. Now you can see this one is a factory error. Look how all that pink paint that's chipped off on her helmet there. I don't know how well you can see that, but that is just how mine came in package. So kind of annoying for a $100 figure set, not gonna lie. Also, interestingly, Hasbro decided not to resculpt the helmets on the Psycho females to be a different mold. So they actually just put a male mold helmet onto a female body. So the Psycho Pink, and you can really tell it more on Yellow, but Pink's a little bit too, their heads are a little loose on these joints because they're obviously male heads on female bodies. So that's just kind of interesting. And then the female Psychos do have a totally different type of lightning design for their hand, kind of like Psycho Black, but even then it's unique. So we will put up an articulation chart here for the Psycho females. Yellow and Pink, though, are sharing the same body, so they are going to have the same articulation. Now, Psycho Pink does come with an accessory. She comes with the same hot pink arrow effect piece that we saw with Ranger Slayer in Wave 5 last week. So they like using that one for people who have bow and arrows for sure. And then our final member of the team here, Psycho Yellow, who comes with her Psycho Steiner there. And it's not bad. It doesn't like to stay in her hand very well, but here it's actually behaving quite well. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest. But you have the very nice yellow, all that looking nice. I don't know how it will come off, but yeah, that helmet is definitely relatively loose on there, more than it really should be. She has that same kind of lightning effect that Psycho Pink had. She does not have a effect piece. Only Psycho Red, Blue, and Pink have effect pieces here. Now for their hands, they all obviously come with the lightning effect hand for whatever type that they decided to give that body type. And then for their other hands, you get a holding hand for all of their left hands so they can hold their weapons. You also get an opened right hand that is not lightning effect wise. And you get a closed fist for all of their left hands, but they all share the same exact types of hands. I mean, you have the female types and the male types, but they share the same kind of setup of hands. So there's nothing really too crazy to go into there. But honestly, that is really all there is to say about the Lightning Collection Amazon exclusive 5-pack of the Psycho Rangers from In Space. Really, really cool set. Occasionally it does go on sale. I've seen it go on sale for as much as $60, which is fantastic, because if you already have red and blue, $60 is the price of 3 figures, the 3 exclusive figures in the set, so I would say it's definitely worth that price. And if you never got red and blue, which, honestly, at this point, if you never got red and blue, this is a really good set, because now you don't have to worry about Lost Galaxy Red being locked in that 2-pack with Psycho Red, because Lost Galaxy Red got re-released individually in Wave 8. So that 2-pack has been rendered relatively useless, and the GameStop exclusive Psycho Blue is completely useless at this point because of this set. So really the main draw of the set for people who have been collecting everything, of course, would be to buy it to have everything, and to get pink, yellow, and black, of course. But honestly, who knows, they might release yellow, pink, and black some other way down the line. We never got a Savage Sword with Psycho Pink, and I know a lot of people would like to see her in a 2-pack with either In Space Pink or Lost Galaxy Pink, which would be really, really cool. But this is a really awesome set to have, especially as Hasbro is working on completing our In Space Rangers. We already have In Space Red and Yellow released. We're getting In Space Black in Wave 9. We're getting In Space Blue in Versus Packs Wave 2. And we are getting In Space Pink in Wave 10. So we will have all of their good counterparts to fight them here by the end of 2021, it looks like. So for that reason, you might want to pick up this set as well. It is still available on Amazon as at the time of this video releasing, and I do highly recommend it. But guys, that's all I have for this week's episode, this chapter of the Lightning Library. Join us here next week as we are not talking about a figure, but we will be talking about the next roleplay item in the Lightning collection, the Dragon Dagger. So until next time, guys, I will see you all then. Tokusatsu forever.